Yes, sir. It's about that time. We're finally here. Episode 1, the Belligerent Brown Boys Podcast. Guys, we're finally here.
Long time coming. Glad to be here.
Yeah. It's kind of exciting, not going to lie. I mean, we've been talking about this for a really long time. I think, over a year at least.
Yeah, it's been over a year. You know, we've been seeing all these podcasts popping up all over the place. So it's good to finally be on the other side and getting this going.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, it started off as just like a running gag every time we got together. And we were like, oh, this would be a great podcast conversation. This could be a great podcast topic. And I think it was, New Year's? I was just like, all right, who's in? All in or nothing.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you got up one day and said, hey, who's in? We're doing this. And, you know, there was a few of us that spoke up. And, you know, we might have a couple of the shy ones on as guests later on. But, yeah, we were like, let's do this. Let's put this thing together. You know, we got some great takes. Got some crazy takes you might be, you know, hating on us for. But, you know, we've been watching sports, playing sports, you know, following these guys, MLB, NHL, you know, badminton, you name it. We've done it all.
Man,
so
I think
we're ready to talk shit.
Yeah, I think curling even pops up from time to time too.
Hey, don't look at me.
I'm pretty sure I've had a conversation.
That's more of an Olympics thing. Yeah. That's more of an Olympics thing.
Yeah, maybe we save the curling to Olympics and, you know.
But that's the great thing about the Olympics is everybody becomes an expert on that sport during the Olympics.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
Ice skating.
It brings people together.
Snowboarding.
You know?
Anything.
Like figure skating, you're calling the scores within 0.3 points.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about the Olympics, you know, minus the history. But, you know, playing for your country really brings people together and, you know, that competitive nature comes out. So, yeah, you become a fan of, you know, sports you never thought you'd ever watch.
Yeah. That's cool, though. But all right, though. Wherever you guys are, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Belligerent Brown Boys Podcast, Episode 1. We're ready to go. So, NBA, NHL, playoffs, full swing.
Round one. We got to start there. We definitely got to start there. How about we start, with, you know, we're based in Canada. We start with the NHL. We know we got a lot of NHL fans out there. We can start with our home team, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I know.
Tough loss last night.
But not even talking about the loss, but just the fact that you guys are finally in that second round.
Yeah, you know what?
After what?
I was watching the game
my
last
whole
night.
life. Last time I've seen them in the playoffs is Sundin.
Yeah. 19 years ago?
Yeah, the second round was, almost 20 years ago, 2004. Matt Sundin was still playing for the Leafs. I think Nieuwendyk was on that team.
Gary Roberts. I love that team.
Yeah. So, you know what? It was kind of just... I couldn't even be mad that they lost yesterday. It was just, you know, kind of... Everything was just like gravy. Like, wow, we're in the second round.
But it was kind of like the reverse trend, though, right? Because, the Leafs were the better team, but they lost. And then in the previous series, they weren't the better team, and they just kept winning.
In hockey, every team is a good team.
Yeah, let's
1 through 8.
Yeah, let's put that out there. Gary Bettman got a league that's parity heavy. 1 through 8 on any given night, anybody can win. Especially in the playoffs, we've seen major upsets. We've seen Edmonton go to the final as an 8th seed. Like, you know, when it comes to the NHL, I don't think this regular season standings matter at all.
Well, that's kind of like what they wanted to accomplish with the cap, right? They just wanted to have everybody on a level playing field.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? They accomplished that. I think it's, you know, look, Tampa Bay's been kind of a semi-dynasty, or we could call it a dynasty. You know, they've been to back finals. 1, 2, they've won 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, you could call them a dynasty, but...
Yeah, and it's wild to think that, while they were winning those cups, I forgot that LeCavalier and those guys won one too.
Yeah.
Andrew Chuck, LeCavalier, San Luis,
Hey,
Brad
we're going to say
Richards.
that's the Tampa Bay effect. You know, they've done a great job, but come on, no taxes. Guys are signing up for cheap. They got the benefit of the cap.
But one line cannot carry you. One line in hockey cannot carry you. I really feel like the third line and fourth line, that's where if they can go up against, like, just stay even or get you a goal or two, that's the series.
No, 100% agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Because who was the guy that killed the Leafs last year? The Nick Paul guy.
Yeah, Nick Paul got us good last year.
Like that line was
big in Game 7.
That grit grinder line.
Yeah,
like
that's what gets it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Going back to the Leafs, like we talk about their big boys. You know, Matthews, Marner always show up. They've shown up. They put up their points, but in those big games, you need secondary scoring. And you know, going back to your point, you know, you need those third and fourth line guys to step up, and whoever does, usually those are the teams that find themselves in the finals.
But are you guys in that camp of, yeah, these guys are getting points, but they're not getting the points that matter?
That's interesting. I'm always,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I'm always fighting like back and forth in my mind with that. Like, you know, is it better that you score in overtime or, you know, to tie it up, or, you know, a first period 2 minutes in you score, you know, 2 goals? Like, what's, you know, in the long run, where do you have a bigger effect? But I think, like, at the end of the day, if you're putting up points, you're putting up points.
Yeah.
You know? That's
why I don't really care too much about the points that matter.
Yeah. Like yeah, we talk about big moments. Like, in hockey, it's a bounce. You can look at the Leafs in the first series, those overtime wins. We were dominated in, I think, 2 out of the 3. And, you know, we threw a puck on net, went off a skate. Like, that's, you know, a deflection. That's what you need. Right? So I think hockey's the most prone to bounces.
Puck luck?
And puck luck's a real thing. Yeah. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's wild. Because it's like, Don Cherry used to say it for the longest time. Just get it on net. Good things will happen.
Yeah. And
right?
You know what? That rings true. Always has.
Yeah, like it's when you try to get too fancy and try to score that perfect goal.
And I thought that's what the Leafs got caught up doing last night. You know, there was a few power, especially in the first period. There's a few power plays. It was just too much passing. You know, just go back to what worked for you. Get some pucks on the net, crash the net. I think we got away from that last night, and you know, not scoring on the power play was, you know, kind of a big reason why the game wasn't closer. We didn't have a lead. That
was a killer, eh? Like two power plays handed to you right at the beginning.
Yeah, and I think we got 3 straight before Florida got their first. So, you know, that was kind of a killer.
So what I don't understand is, why don't we ever... So this happened in the first series. I didn't watch throughout the regular season, but throughout the whole first series, the whole time I'm like, why aren't we throwing the puck on net? We have a 2-on-1. We're doing a fancy pass. We have a power play. We're trying to pass it like 5 times before we even shoot. Why not just do a pass, shoot, crash net?
It could be, I think, the simplicity is kind of being taken out of the game because I think these guys are overcoached.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they're not just told, go out there and just play. It's like, here's your role. This is what your role tells you to do. This is what you got to do. Make sure it happens. Mm-hmm. Rather than just like, hey, man, just get out there and just put the puck in the net.
Yeah, we've all had coaches. You know, we've been on teams where, you know, guys get labeled with a certain role. So it kind of, you know, takes away the creativity. Like even now, you know, as we talk, like part of the reason we're saying crash the net is, hey, we want guys to kind of fit a certain style of play. But yeah, I thought Tampa had more of the play and more of the zone time in the first series. But again, that's what we're going back to. Like you said, in the NHL, any team can beat any team.
So we've all heard this growing up. Put the puck on net or put the ball on net, and good things will happen, right?
Yeah.
And have we ever seen where it's on net and it's gone the other way, whereas it's a bad pass and it's gone the other way?
It could happen,
right?
Yeah,
it's always
it's rare. Yeah,
no, but it's always a bad pass, or you know, a giveaway, or you know, they miss the net or they're passing behind the net and it goes the other way and it's a goal.
But I also think the chances of those rushes going back the other way are more likely to happen when you get too fancy.
And too fancy is passing too much.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like when you start doing too much of that, that's probably going to get away from you rather than just putting clap bombs on that and just hoping for the best.
Yeah. We're getting in the weeds, especially breaking down the Leafs. Look, they got a lot of skilled guys. You know, look at like Marner wants to dangle, like these guys, like you also don't want to take away from who they are and have been, right? So you're gonna find that balance. I think they'll bounce back. I think game 2 they'll bounce back. And we'll probably have a tied series going back to Florida.
This one's got 7 written all over it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's got 7 written all over it, especially if the goaltending stands up.
Yeah.
I know like it was 4-2 yesterday, but I thought both goalies played well. I don't think Samsonov was, I think he kept them in it in the first period. He made some big stops, kept the game close. Got a chance to get us back. Probably love to have the third goal back. I know it was a breakaway, but I think it was a 5-0 goal. Kind of got caught in between there. So, but yeah, I thought both teams played well. Leafs, they didn't capitalize on the power play, and I think they're gonna have to if they want to extend this series, especially 7 games.
I know you're not a fan of this, but I think Bobrovsky's back on the case. I don't know, man. There was just something about watching him yesterday, and it just looked like this guy, something turned on in him.
Yeah,
but did he?
I'm hating because I'm afraid of that as a Leaf fan. So I don't want to acknowledge it, but you may be right.
But did he look like that the first series?
No.
And that's where...
Wait, but he didn't even start the first series. That was that Lion guy, right?
So, yeah. Look, he looked better and better as the series went on, right? Let's be fair to him. He looked better and better. It's not... I don't think it comes to a surprise that he played well yesterday. And, yeah, you might be right. He's won 2... what's the award?
Vezinas.
Yeah, Vezinas. He's won 2 of them.
He's got 2 Vezinas?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got 2. Look that up. Look that up right now. I'm pretty sure he's got 2 Vezinas.
Where was he before Florida? Was it Columbus?
Columbus. Yeah.
Dude, he won Vezinas in Columbus?
He has. We know he has 1.
I know the one I know.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had
for
2.
sure. I think he might have 2. But yeah. So he's got it in him. He can steal a series, that's for sure. And this is really Samsonov's first series win with the Leafs in his career. So I think he's still an unknown, but I think he's played well up to this point.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it.
He has 2.
He has 2. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's won 2, both with Columbus.
Columbus, both. It has to be with Columbus. I don't think he's got one with Florida.
Yeah. Looks like it, yeah. His last one was with them.
Yo, shout out to my guy Bobrovsky with the 2 Vezinas, man.
There you go.
Look at this guy.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. But if that guy's if he gets going,
yeah, if he's dialed in, it's gonna be. It might be a short series.
But how many series have we seen where even Samsonov in Washington, he stole a series, right?
When he has.
When he first came in, I think it was against Pittsburgh, was it? When he was a backup to somebody, and he came in and he was stealing the show.
Backup. Who was he backing up? Not Hopi. Hopi was gone by then, right?
Yeah, it might have been Hopi.
Was it Hopi?
It might have been Hopi.
Yeah, during the end, Hopi lost his startup.
I feel like I remember a series where he came in, and then that's how he slowly. That was basically the series, I think, that made him a starter.
All right, let's bounce around to the rest of the series. We can touch on them quickly. Anybody surprised with Seattle beating Dallas last night?
I'm gonna say no.
I'd probably agree. I had a gut feeling Seattle was gonna show up, but I thought Dallas looked dominating against Minnesota. So, I overvalued Minnesota in the regular season, but Dallas took care of them pretty easily. And, Pavelski puts up 4 goals on his return. So it's kind of I'm surprised that Seattle pulled it through, especially giving up the lead.
A 4-goal game in the playoffs. Like that's dumb. But
yeah, he's in rare company.
Yeah.
I think it's been a long time. I think I saw the stat. It was like 1925 or something. It was a long time ago when it was last done by somebody who was over 30.
The Kraken have this weird vibe to them. I can't really figure it out.
You think it's Las Vegas all over again?
I think Vegas benefited from the expansion draft a lot more than Seattle did.
Yeah.
Because they had to change up the rules for Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody started
crying.
crying.
They don't want that to happen again.
Yeah. But it just ended up happening anyway.
Yeah, it did.
Like, it's wild to think.
They're proving it.
Yeah, like, these are all guys that teams didn't want.
Yeah.
right? Like they're just like, yeah,
That makes
whatever,
me
we'll
think
let
of
him
Jordan
go, no
Eberle-
problem.
Eberle
Yeah,
bouncing around.
and they had what? They had 100-point season this year.
Yeah, it goes back.
Did
to like
they?
we said.
I think so.
But
right?
wouldn't that be more motivation for the players? Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the motivation's there. They know they can win. I think all 8 teams that are left all got a shot at the Stanley Cup, right? So I think they're all live to go.
Every team has a story, but if there's one team that I don't want to see win, is Carolina. I hate Carolina.
You know what?
I can't
For Carolina
stand
fans
it.
out
What's
there,
wrong
and
with
all you
Carolina?
Jersey fans out there, we do not want to see you guys in the finals.
I can't.
Like you guys have won your cups. See, yeah, Carolina's won their cup. Like that's enough for you guys.
And the year that they had their cup was the year that they beat the Habs. In the full disclosure to everybody out there, I'm a Habs fan. All
Yeah,
right,
don't let the jersey fool you.
Yeah, just there will be a lot of biases coming through when it comes to like teams that we support. So just full disclosure, I'm a Habs fan. Which we screwed up the whole Bedard thing this year.
That's we'll save that for that may be a
but
whole
whatever.
episode.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
Let's
but
save
yeah.
that for a whole episode. We can go down that road later. But speaking of your jersey, the Edmonton Oilers are playing later tonight. So that's a big series. I think they were the number 1 seed. I'm thinking that they'll probably. I'm taking 4-2, a 6 gamer. I think Edmonton will come out on top, and I think they might win tonight.
Yeah, man, because these guys turned it on at the perfect time this year, and went on this tear. And there's just something about when you have the best player in the galaxy, just continuously just leveling up his game.
I don't know how you have McDavid and Draisaitl, and you can objectively look at anyone they face and be like, they're gonna lose tonight.
Yeah,
that speaks a lot about how they've been playing and the season they've had. Because, like we said, it's hard to carry a team in the NHL by just 1 or 2 guys. Like it's a total team game. You need your third and fourth line to step up. You need goaltending. But these 2 guys are just something else.
But what I think this game is missing now, and maybe it's because I don't watch it as much as I did before growing up, but there was guys that you looked at like Crosby, which he had like an aura. Just being around him, I feel like his team played better. They're going to be there. They're going to contend, right? They're going to win. Like whenever it's a critical moment of the game, he's going to be there on the ice, making a play, whether it's a pass, a goal, right?
I think some of those are just personalities, right? Like you had that with Ovechkin, you had Taves and Kane, you had Kopitar, Doughty, like just run, like during their prime and their era, like they had that like leadership quality.
No, but who was it on San Jose, was it? Retired, their captain.
Jumbo Joe.
Joe Thornton was one of those guys. There's another guy.
Marleau.
Sniper.
Marleau?
Him. Colorado had somebody. There's so many players when we were growing up that you look at them.
Like Sakic was that guy.
Yeah,
there we go. Joe Sakic.
Right?
That's who I was thinking of the whole time when I said the Sharks.
Yzerman was that guy in Detroit.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just like, there's guys that have that aura, and then they're going to make a play at the end of the game. Now, is there anyone that's going to do that? Maybe you can say McDavid because he's always there. Draisaitl's always there. But can we say that about Matthews? Can we say that about Marner? Not really.
Yeah, you know what?
Right? O'Reilly's more of that playmaker for us.
Made long runs in the playoffs, and I think you need continued success to build that reputation. And at least talking about the teams that are left, I don't think none of them have that.
They don't.
To get that, you have to perform in the biggest moments, and they haven't had those moments yet. Maybe they will get them, but
Edmonton's got this vibe around them too.
Yeah, they've just got this energy, this vibe. Like I think their path is wide open to get to the Stanley Cup Finals.
I see it, man. I think for the culture, we need Edmonton-Toronto final.
That, you know what? I think the NHL needs that. I know Canada wants that, but I think that'd be great for the NHL. With the teams that are remaining, I know they'd love Vegas in there.
The NHL would have loved a Vegas Rangers final.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's not talk about the Rangers. What happened? What happened?
Super team. You know who you are.
Yeah, you definitely know who you are, and I know you're watching. That super team couldn't even get it to the second round. That's all I gotta say.
Man, what happens now?
I think they'll run it back. I think, like we said in the NHL, anything like a lot of good teams have lost look at Boston, right? It was the second biggest point difference from Florida and Boston in NHL history that lost in the first round. So, yeah, stuff happens, but I think they'll keep it together. They'll run it back next year.
I don't think they have a choice.
You're probably right.
You have to in a market like that. Forget it, man. Come on, you're not gonna do all that and be like, we tried.
Yeah, you got a goaltender in his prime. You got a good team. Kreider's not that old. Their core guys are still gonna be there. So,
when you look at that team on paper, it's like somebody put that team together in like NHL 23 Ultimate Team.
Yeah, it's
right. Like they just open packs and put this team together.
Yeah, true. It does look like a fantasy team.
But I don't know, man. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I know, not to bring it back to the Leafs, but we've been banging our heads on for 6 straight series losses in the first round because, that's the NHL. It's tough, right? We always say the first round's the hardest.
That just goes to show that any team really has a shot to win any series.
Yeah, let's look. You know what? How about we wrap up with the NHL? We can touch on the other 2 series if you guys want to make some picks.
Yo, I don't even know who's playing any other series.
So we got. With the rain? What are you guys going with? Edmonton, Vegas? Who you guys think?
Oh, Edmonton 6. I'm gonna go with you on that one.
What about you?
Yeah.
I will go Edmonton 7.
He's gonna go the distance, eh? All right. Okay. What about the Leafs? How about we make I know they've already 1 game in.
Oh man, I'm gonna say Leafs in 7.
Leafs in 7. I think I'll take Leafs in 7 as well.
I have the Leafs winning the next 2 games. I'm contemplating whether Florida will win tied up. If it's gonna go 2-2 and then split, or if it's just gonna be a 3-0 straight with the Leafs, and then maybe they get 1 and then they come back and win in 6. I'll say Leafs in 6.
Leafs in 6. All right, so we all got the Leafs. That shows our hometown bias, obviously.
It hurts me to say it though.
Yeah. You know what?
I really wanted to say Panthers in 6, but then I started thinking about it. I'm like, I think Leafs in 7 is probably the safer bet right now. Yeah, but if Panthers in 6 happens, it's on video. It's on here.
I think if things are going to turn around, it's going to turn around next 2 games. And if the Leafs can pull those out, I think Florida has no chance of coming back.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the other 2 series. I think Carolina's up big. Game's happening right now.
Wasn't it 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of that one?
Yeah, I think they're still up 2-0. I think Carolina will take that. I'm very surprised, a little bit impressed how New Jersey got through the first round, but I think Carolina wins that in 4-1.
Oh, that's 3-1 now. But
I think Carolina takes it in 5.
Yeah, Carolina's got that pedigree to him as well. Because Jersey, they kind of fast-tracked where they were supposed to.
Yeah,
where
I
they were
feel
supposed
like
to be.
Fast-tracked. They're in the second round. They're here, and I think they're still a couple years away. And then we got Dallas and Seattle.
Let me give my pick for the Carolina real quick. I'm gonna go with sweep.
Carolina with the sweep.
Carolina sweep.
I'm gonna go with Carolina sweep.
Well, you're sounding like Carolina's making to the finals if they're sweeping.
The brooms are out already after a period and a half. Okay.
That's a quick reaction. I think let's go back to Seattle, Vegas. I think Vegas bounces back. I think that's another 7.
Seattle, Dallas.
Sorry, Seattle, Dallas. I think that's another 7 gamer, and I'm gonna go with Dallas. And the Cinderella run comes to an end for Seattle.
Dallas in 7.
Yeah. How about you?
Kraken in 6.
Kraken in 6. All right, putting it out there. Anybody? Hey, we're not giving you betting advice, but we'll leave those picks up to you. You want to move on to the NBA?
Edmonton, Vegas.
Edmonton is 6.
Yeah, Edmonton in 6.
Vegas in 7.
Oh.
7. Okay. Okay, I think we're on the opposite ends of almost every series except Carolina. I think
Pretty much.
we're unanimous on Carolina and the Leafs.
And the Leafs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But then again, puck luck. We'll see who gets it.
Yeah, let's see who gets the puck luck.
Right? All right. Guys, LeBron James. What is going on?
I think what's going on. Okay, before I take this, I'm gonna pass it over to the biggest LeBron fan I know.
All right. Might want to put your mic back in there.
Sorry, guys. Don't mind the technical difficulties here. It's the first time set up.
So for the Lakers as a whole, they got a shot. Best defensive team. They got 2 of the best players in the world, top 5. And they have the best defensive player left. Or actually, if 80 is healthy, he's the best defensive player in the league. Period. And yeah, LeBron, other than his shooting troubles, shooting the 3, since he's come back from his ankle injury, I think they're going to win this series probably in 6 games. I can see Golden State tying it up next game. And then I can maybe see a split. If they split it, I can see it going 7. But I don't think Golden State can come to the Lakers home and, win a game. I just don't see it. They had almost a perfect shooting night yesterday. 23 threes made. Everyone's hitting threes all night long, but you saw the difference in the paint. You saw the defense, right? They're going to get hounded every game, every possession.
And the Lakers aren't going to foul Golden State like Sacramento did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like these guys go to the line, how many times in the Sac series?
Yeah, they were at the line a lot.
Yeah. Right? And they were missing a lot of free throws too.
Yeah,
these games could have been blowouts.
Yeah, they could have. I think going back to just touching on LeBron, I think he's changed his game. I don't know if he still has a nagging injury. I know he's coming off his injury, but he's definitely changed his game. He's not ball dominant. You can see he's watching a lot of the play at times. I think if AD can stay healthy, that's their path to the final. I think without him, they're obviously not going to go anywhere. But I think this is a 7-gamer written all over it. I think last night, the Lakers came in, did what they had to do. They took 1 game. I think Steve Kerr will make changes and they'll make adjustments and they'll come back. I think it's going to be a long series. It's going to be back and forth. But yeah, I'd probably give the edge to the Lakers just because, you can have a cold shooting night, but Lakers they've been the best defensive league in the playoffs, best defensive team. And, I think defense can still win championships as much as it is a shooting league now.
But how much does defense matter if these guys are consistently draining 40-foot threes?
Hey, if Steph's gonna show out like he did in Game 7 against Sacramento, yeah, that's what they need. I think that's the only way they win.
Like not just Steph, like if Clay gets going.
Yeah, that's a what if. I'm not Clay's been up and down. He's had a lot of injuries. He's been up and down. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna get consistency out of him. I think personally, the second most important player on that team is Wiggins. And
Hundo, he was he pretty much got them that chip last year.
Yeah, he showed out, and I still think he's underrated. Like he doesn't get talked around the league like he should, and
he's missed a lot of time. So
yeah, he missed 35 games.
Yeah, for sure, he missed a lot of time this year. But when it comes to at least this run, they're gonna need him, and he's gonna have to be their second best player, and show out on defense if they're gonna get past the Lakers.
And Poole's got to be that guy too, right? Like
Poole.
Poole is not that guy.
No, but
Poole is not that guy. He's got an attitude. Every other game, someone's shit talking him, sitting him on the bench. Come on, we all saw Steph Curry We saw Draymond Green, what happened. Like, I think this guy's immature. You know, he's
a goon.
Yeah, he's sulky.
So you're saying there's a reason Draymond punched him?
For sure. He must have said some dumb-ish.
You know what? Probably, but look, I don't know what he said, but you can see it on the court. You can see it the way, you know, when shit goes down on the court, how the team responds around him. You know, like, he jacks up threes. Like, yeah, I know he can score, but the consistency isn't there. You know, I think it's an example of a young player on a great team, you know, won early, and, you know, he just hasn't polished out as a player as I thought he would.
What's his contract again? He got paid, right?
Yeah. He got paid as well.
He did.
I don't know, man. Like you said, I think he's got an attitude problem.
Yeah, he does. And I don't know, I think...
Like, he's got this thing where, like, his ish don't stink. And, like, no matter what he does, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Which isn't cool.
Sure.
You think in the locker room they're saying anything to him, or are they just staying quiet about it?
I think there's definitely something going on, because not only... First, it was the Draymond distraction thing. And now I feel like when he talks to the media, he can't really bad talk him. Right? Whenever Jordan Poole comes up, Draymond... There's no criticism coming from Draymond. And there's been stories coming out that, you know, Jordan Poole isn't, you know, like, he's had issues with other people. So I don't know. Like, the more that I think of it, like, I think it was all on... Everyone was down on Draymond. Like, hey, he did this, blah, blah, blah. Now, going forward, I kind of feel like it's shifting. The narrative shifting a little bit. And now it's more on Jordan Poole. Not just the way he's playing, but the way he's acting.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. The narrative's definitely started to change on that front. You know, I'd probably give Draymond a bit of the benefit of the doubt.
But even game one, look, they hit 23 threes. They were getting shots. They were getting good looks. They had a possession where they had 3 3-point chances off offensive boards, and they missed them all. Right? One from Steph, one from Clay, one from Wiggins. You don't usually see that.
Poole was shooting 55% from three yesterday too.
Yeah, he was 6 of 10 before that last shot.
Yeah.
So,
guys, can we stop the 3-point love affair that we have in the NBA?
That's the game now, bro.
There's enough time on the clock. Settle for a 2. They're giving you a free lane.
But
take your free throws.
But look,
cut it to a 1. Put the pressure on the Lakers.
When you're going into the paint,
we know they struggle through free throws.
No. When you're going into the paint, look, Lakers, Schroeder was on, and D'Angelo Russell was on. If they're not making shots in the mid-range, if they're not getting those foul calls, because fouling is on the ref's hand, just like that last foul that shifted the game, that wasn't called on AD, it went the other way, and they went on that big run to make it a game again. Right? When you do that, you put yourself in a tough position against a team that's just shooting 3-pointers. And you know everyone on their team can hit 3-pointers.
Step in. Give yourself a better shot. Come on. We're not all logo 3 shooters. Like, why does everybody think they can just hit logo 3s?
He makes those shots.
You know,
it's not like a new shot for him.
Yeah.
He's been hitting those shots. He can hit those shots.
It's like a layup to him sometimes.
It's like in the moment.
Guys, a couple of his shots yesterday were lucky. He hit one off the backboard. He hit one fading away. Come on. Right? Like, yeah. I get he can make that shot, but, you know, your coach can drop a play. I know they had 2 timeouts. You know, like, you can settle for a 2-for-1. Like, take a 2, put the pressure back on the other team. Like, I feel like that part of the game at the end of the game has just completely disappeared. It's you throw up a 3, you either tie or you win, and that's it.
But at the same time, if you call a timeout, you let the Lakers come up with a play. They get back on defense. This was a transition play from Steph. He got doubled up top. There's somebody open.
Fair enough.
Right? It was a scramble. There's plenty of time on the clock. So I think it was the right play.
It just feels like sometimes when I watch these games these days, teams don't use the clock. There's always an urgency with every possession. It's like, let's just get down the court and let's just chuck up something and see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's fast paced, and you're looking at Golden State, which is one of the fastest. They play at one of the fastest pace in the league, right? They're gonna come fast. They're gonna put something up, and then it's gonna go the other way. And then
I think 3-point shooting just leads to that, right? Like pull up threes. You're kind of just making 2 plays, maybe 2 quick passes. First guy that's open is gonna shoot the 3, and that's the best shot, right? So I think the game's just kind of evolved into that.
Yeah, of course it has. You watch all these kids playing basketball in the courts now. What are they doing?
Yeah, everybody's a 3-point shooter.
They're all just chucking threes. No one's doing anything else.
Yeah, Steph Curry's definitely just changed basketball. He's definitely changed it at literally from kids to the NBA.
Yeah. Like, it went from the 3-point shooter being the dork to the 3-point shooter being like the cool guy.
Yeah.
Right? It was a dude who could play, but he didn't have all the skills, so he just like shot threes. But now it's like the 3 guy is the main guy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Right? And I think there's been a lot of dudes in a lot of sports who have basically changed the game, how it's played. Like, I think the way McDavid, like what he's doing in hockey right now.
Yeah, like these are generational guys. Like,
Like, this guy's a monster, but he flies like a rocket.
Yeah.
And he's got mad skills. So, like, these kids who are going to be, they're going to, oh, I want to get big. I want to get skill, and I need to fly.
But you can't imitate some of the things that he does.
Guy,
no,
right?
of course not.
You can try to play faster.
Yeah.
You can try to, get your hands better.
But, like, we're talking about generational guys, right? Like, so for us, like, these are the generational players.
Like, you look at what Steph did. Everyone can shoot threes now. Everyone's practicing threes. Everyone's...
Yeah.
Even your 7-foot centers are shooting threes.
Yeah.
Who was shooting threes 7 foot back in the 90s? NBA on NBC. Saturday
I don't think
matinee
Shaq would have
games.
ever attempted one.
No. Shaq is... He's chucking up a bunch. I can see him chuck up a bunch.
Yeah,
like
in
now?
today's NBA.
In today's NBA.
He'd have to.
Yo, shout outs to my guy Bargnani. All right? If anything, I feel bad for that guy because right now this league is made for him.
Yeah, he probably came in the league a little too soon.
Way too early. You put Bargnani in this league right now, we'll see what happens. Primo pasta sauce.
Just we can move on to the Celtics. I was just checking the Celtics and Sixers who are on right now. Boston's obviously in a semi-must-win game at home. They're up 10 right now, 42-32. What do you guys feel about
Jaylen Brown's got like what 13-14 already, right?
Yeah, let's see how he's doing. What do you guys think about him not taking a shot? What do you take 3 shots after the first quarter last game?
I blame that on coaching.
You think so?
Probably.
But a coach isn't out there telling you to shoot the ball. Like, you get the ball in your hands. Like, you're making your own decision, aren't you?
Or it could have been something said to him and he got just indecisive.
Think so?
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, when I see Jalen, like, when I see him play, he goes to the bucket when he wants to. He gets that mid-range whenever he wants. I think of him as like a primary scorer. And not taking a shot, that's on coaching. I think you drop some plays, there's timeouts, you got to get him involved. If you don't see him involved in the third, you got to get him involved in the fourth, especially in a close game.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think coaching is a big part of that for sure.
But what could they possibly have wanted to accomplish with that?
I think, like he said, like Jack said, you got to get him involved. You got to, this guy was 9 of 10. Was he not in the first quarter? Like, you got to get him involved, get him more touches. He's your hottest guy on the court, so get him the ball, like whatever it takes.
But this is kind of what Boston does, right? They have a really good game, they'll blow you out, and then the next, they're, choking in the fourth quarter.
I mean, they didn't look that convincing in the first round either, right? Or is it just me?
They have not looked good, in my eyes, since the All-Star break. since after the All-Star break.
Yeah, honestly,
I have not seen a good team.
They're a little bit overrated. I know the national media loves the Celtics, and I think they're the Vegas favorites, or one of the Vegas favorites.
Well, Lakers Celtics for the culture, right?
Lakers Celtics. Wouldn't you guys love to see that in the finals?
Yeah.
But I think I think they can be immature at times. I think, you know, they have a lot of up and downs, even just within games. I think they struggle to close out games. They make a lot of mistakes. I think this series might go 7, just because I don't think Boston has a convincing. I haven't seen them be that convincing in any other games.
Is Embiid gonna play this series?
He's playing tonight.
He's playing tonight.
He's playing tonight.
Yeah, he's in tonight.
Okay, guess his MVP.
How about we check up on him? He's got 8. Struggling a little bit, but he's 6 of 6 on free throws, so he's getting to the line.
He's probably gonna.
But yeah, he might be on a minutes restriction. We don't know that, so But yeah, he is back tonight, so looks like he's gonna play the rest of the series.
I mean, if Harden's gonna cook like how he cooked yesterday,
yeah, he's gonna have to come up big. But I think this can go 7, and I think Philly's totally live to win it.
I would love this to go 7.
You see that Rolex that Harden got him? Got Embiid?
No.
Yeah, he got him a Rolex for winning the MVP.
No way.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
There was a video on it, and then Embiid's like, "Oh, it's my first Rolex." And I'm like, okay, this guy is definitely winning a championship.
Speaking of MVP, what are your guys' thoughts on the voting? I think it was well deserved. I think he could have won it last year. I had no problems with him winning this year.
I thought Jokic was gonna win it again.
You know what? Early on this year, I think through the All-Star break, you could probably say he's still a favorite. But I think they kind of tanked
the last 2
part of the year.
Last 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, were really bad.
Yeah,
for Joker. He had an 8-point game where they lost. He had a couple of really bad games, and then he sat off for rest for a couple games. I think that really sealed it. And while that was happening, Embiid was having 40-night wins. So
yeah,
I think that pretty much sealed the deal.
I honestly think if you're gonna win your 3rd MVP, I think you gotta really stretch the gap between your peers. And I didn't really see a gap between Joker this year, even Giannis, who finished 3rd, and Embiid. And if I was gonna pick one, I think Embiid had a strong year. He's a big man averaging 30 plus. I think he averaged 33 this year, right?
I think Giannis is at the point of his career where he's like in his prime, and I think he's the MVP every single year now. Yeah, I think this year, like when you look at it, best player in basketball with the best team, best record, right, in the East, I think you give it to him. But it's always a narrative.
Yeah, narrative is a big part of it. Like, come on, the best player isn't going to get the MVP. Otherwise, Michael Jordan would have won it every year. LeBron should have won it almost every year in his prime, right? I don't think you're going to give the best player, on the best team, the MVP every year.
No, but if you even look at it, like when LeBron got to the Lakers, when Harden won it, did Harden deserve it? You look at any stat, any statistic, points, rebounds, assists, even his impact on the team, right? It was LeBron. But the story's not there, right? I think Harden got robbed of probably one of the
Look,
from Westbrook.
Honest, narrative is a big part of it.
I think he deserved it. I think Harden deserved it over Westbrook, and because they screwed that up, well, they didn't screw it up. I see what the narrative, the triple-double thing, but because he didn't get it there, they're like, okay, Harden's doing not as good as he did when they were head-to-head in that MVP battle with Westbrook, but they're like, I think it's time we give it to him.
How much do you think team records play into it? Who gets MVP? Should that matter?
I think it should be one of the things that you take into consideration. I'm sure the voters have. Some of the voters you would think should have like kind of a checklist. How much they weigh. I'm sure different. Is different for everybody, but I think it should be a factor. I don't think you can be. First of all, you can't finish out of the playoffs and win the MVP. Like, I don't think that it's never happened, and I don't think it ever should.
I would say it does matter, but not always. You got to look at the team. So big thing with Westbrook was when he won it, he carried. They had nothing. He averaged a triple-double. They squeaked into the playoffs. So that was big for him. This year, you see Philly. They're not a top seed. They're top 3 seed, but they're not number 1. And Denver is. And you see what Joker's doing. But the team around Joker is much... I guess is much... What's the word I'm looking for? More of a balanced
team. I think you're trying to say it's more of a balanced team. He's got help. It's not,
I think he's got a lot more help.
Yeah.
Than what, Embiid has, right? Embiid really has to carry that team. Like you see, Joker does everything, a little bit of everything. He rebounds. He gets those assists. He gets his points. But if you don't have Joker there, they can still win games. They're still a playoff team. You take off Embiid.
You think so?
And I don't know. They're a playoff.
I don't know if Denver's a playoff team without Joker.
In the West, 100%.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe this year. Yeah, the West was much weaker this year, so yeah, they probably sneak in there. But yeah, that's an interesting thought.
You got Murray, you got Porter, you got Gordon, you got KCP, you got pieces there.
Gordon's gone through a renaissance since getting Denver.
Yeah, how old is this guy? I feel like he's, he had a dip, but
like the Toronto All-Star game feels like it was 10 years ago. And we were watching this guy in the dunk contest then.
Yeah.
Right. Now he's got dreads.
But he's playing really well. Good. Yeah. But he played good all season. And
speaking of Denver, we got Denver and Phoenix. You think that series looks like a wrap now that Chris Paul's out?
Chris Paul is a non-factor for me. He has really shown that he has not been like that difference maker. Like he had to step up against the Clippers, but he shouldn't have had to step up. But they're a team that has just a starting lineup. They have no bench.
I was just about to say depth is going to kill these guys.
Yeah, but you think Durant can?
He can score 30. He can score 40.
You think he can bring them back at least a couple games?
Booker and Durant can score 40 a night. And unless every single person on Denver is cold, they're not winning.
Yeah. KD and Booker are going to have to play like 47.5 minutes a game.
Which they're almost doing already.
Yeah, I think they'll come back, win game 3. I think Durant will have a big game 3. But like you guys said, there's, Suns got no bench. Gave away a lot just to get Durant in there. So, they'll probably have to put together a team and make a run next year. I think this one's done in 5.
They have no one to stop Joker. Murray is hot and cold. But then...
I thought Bubba Murray was back. You know who you are.
You know what?
Yeah.
I am a Murray... I'm a fan. And I would say... it's not always highs and the lowest lows. What he did last game, I don't think you're going to see much of those. I think he's always going to give you 20, 25. He's going to give you, the 7, 8 assists. He's an energy guy. He's going to get those 3 balls out. So I'm more of a Bubba Murray fan. I think that's who he is in the playoffs. In the regular season, that's who he's pretty much is.
I'll give Phoenix 2. I'll say Denver at 6.
Denver at 6? How about you?
I'd give them 1 at the most.
Yeah, that's
Denver and 5.
I'm not giving the Suns 1. I think I'm giving Durant. The player he is. I think this. Basketball is his life. I think he'll pull out 1.
I'm the opposite. I'm not giving anybody on that Phoenix team credit. I think Denver loses themselves. If they lose a game, it's because everyone just have
one of those.
They all just implode.
Night. Yeah,
everyone just folds in on themselves.
Yeah.
All right, and what is it? Lakers in 6, you said?
No, I think I'm picking a bit of bias. I don't really want to see the Lakers winning any more chips. So, I'd love to see Golden State and Nuggets matchup.
He doesn't want to see Lakers win chips, but he wants to see Golden State.
Hey, no. If I want, fair enough, but
no, I get what you're saying.
like it's the Lakers, man. They just it just grinds my gears sometimes. It's the Lakers.
It's just that team that's easy to hate.
Yeah, they are.
I don't think you can hate the team. I think it's a LeBron thing. I think it's a LeBron thing. You want to see LeBron out.
If LeBron was on any other team, I'd probably want him to win. I'm telling you, if this is just a Lakers thing, why?
So it's a franchise thing.
Yeah,
you don't like that franchise.
I don't want to hear about the Lakers. I don't need to hear about the Celtics from everybody. The national media, that's all they cover. Celtics, Lakers. Like, get out of here.
But that's gonna be there.
All right. So next year when we get the Atlanta-Memphis final, we know who to blame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that either.
No, but the Lakers. My heart says Lakers in 6. I think I need to see a little bit more of the series before I can definitely say, I need to see another game because the Lakers have, they have ups, they have downs, right? And in the playoffs, everyone has been stepping up. It's been a different guy every single game. So I need to see either some form of consistency because I don't know what I'm going to get from Hachimura. I don't know what I'm going to get from Schroeder, right? I don't know when D'Lo's going to miss, have another start of like 0-8. So until I see some consistency, I can't confidently say 6, but if they can, if they can pull it together.
So we got Lakers in 6. We got
I'm taking the Warriors in 7.
Warriors in 7. I'm saying Lakers in 6. And then we have Philly.
We got Philly,
Boston.
Yeah, Philly, Boston. I'm gonna take Philly in 7. I think that series can obviously go either way, but I'll take Philly.
Philly 7.
I want Philly in 7.
Philly in 7. I'm gonna say Philly 7.
So, wow. I'll take the underdog there.
And then what are the other ones? And
then we got the Knicks. Oh, we're forgetting about the Knicks.
Oh,
you Knicks fans out there. You guys probably feel like Leaf fans, never getting anything.
The Knickerbockers. The Knickerbockers have a vibe too.
I think they're totally live. Look, I don't know how Miami's doing this. I get it. They were just in the finals, 2 years ago? But, they got some old guys. Kevin Love's 50 years old. Kyle Lowry can barely walk sometimes. Taking charges still scoring, finding ways to win.
No Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
No Butler.
And now no Butler, so, look.
It has to come crashing down at some point.
I think if Knicks this is the Knicks' opportunity if they're going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. You guys got a path open for you. If Brunson can keep it up and keep shooting, keep his hot shooting, and Julius Randle shows up, I think they got a shot. My bias against not liking the league Heat that I don't understand how they're doing it. I know Butler is big time and he's shown up big time, but if he misses any more games, I think the Knicks can definitely win this. And I'll probably take, let's say if Butler doesn't come back, I'll take Knicks in 6. If he comes, you know what? I'll say Knicks in 7, even if he comes back.
I'm just gonna stick with Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
If Butler's back, Miami's winning that series.
What do you think? It's going distance, or you think they're gonna?
I'd say if the game he comes back, if he's still banged up and they lose that game, then I'd say they win in 7. But if he's even close to 100%, then I say in 6 games.
6 games. All right, so we got 2-6. I got 7. Knicks in 7.
Knicks do not look impressive to me. They looked good last couple of weeks of the season, no matter who they faced. But in the playoffs, I have not seen.
Yeah, I don't think
they're facing a team like Cleveland, and Cleveland's a defensive team, but you're getting open looks, and it's tough. When I see that many misses, it's just.
I feel like from the games and the moments I've watched, it's been kind of a grind for them. But I think the East in general is that kind of conference. There's a lot of games where you're kind of grinding it out.
But I feel like if you're getting into a grind fest, there's no one better than Butler.
That is true. That guy's a dog.
Can't deny that. Yeah, can't deny that. I'll give you that. Definitely, if he comes back healthy, 100%, especially if he only misses one more game, yeah, you're probably right. The Heat, it'll probably be a Heat, maybe even a finals appearance. I think.
So that'd be
not a finals appearance. No.
You think they can be Philly? Philly, if Philly gets through, I think they can be Philly.
They can't be Philly. They cannot be Boston.
I think Boston is a tough matchup. Yeah,
No.
I don't think they beat Boston.
They can't beat any of those teams.
No?
None of them.
All right, music to my ears.
We'll see that.
Sorry, Heat fans.
All right. Before we wrap it up, just one thing. Our guy Messi. What the hell is going on in Paris?
Hey, my soccer knowledge is down here, but I'm a big Messi fan, and you know what? I don't know what's going on in that situation. Looks like both sides are pretty unhappy. It hasn't worked out. They haven't won like, they thought they were going to win. And you know what? MLS might be his next move.
I'm pretty certain MLS is where this guy's headed. I think it's going to be, what's Beckham's team? Inter Miami? He's going to end up in Miami.
That's a great place to be. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in Miami.
I don't see any reason for him to go back to Barca. Especially if the league said they're not going to adjust FFP rules for them to bring him back. He's probably not going to go to Saudi. I don't think. Even though that's why he got suspended in the first place, was going there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, the money's going to be there. They're going to throw a ton of money at him.
Yeah.
And it's not like he needs the money. Maybe that won't be part of the decision. So that's why I can definitely see him coming to the MLS.
But I'm pretty confident we're going to see this guy kicking TFC's ass.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to join Ronaldo.
Ronaldo wants to get the hell out of Saudi too?
Yeah, so I've been hearing rumors that
I
he
heard
wants to get out too.
So there's a headline I saw that they were offering Messi more than double a year than what was offered to Ronaldo.
Yeah, look, we know what the Saudis are about.
Yeah,
they're going to throw that money around.
For those guys.
That's change for those guys. So, again, these guys don't need the money. If they want to get paid, of course, they can go there. But, I'm with you. I think I think MLS is where he's going to make his home.
If I'm Messi at this point in my career, you've got the World Cup. I'm going to say it. He's GOAT undisputed. I don't want to hear what anybody else has to say. And
bang, GOAT.
He is. And why not just wrap it up in a nice city like Miami? I'm not going to say MLS is soft, but a league they can still probably dominate going in. And just have fun with it for the last couple of years. Why not?
Yeah.
Why do you want to give your stress of European football?
Yeah, I think the story is written on his legacy. I don't think he can. You think he can do what else can he really do to change what's set in stone?
Nothing. He's done it all. Champions League, La Liga, World Cup, Copa America. He's done it all. Ballon d'Ors. This guy's got like 47 of those.
He's done. Yeah, you're right. He's done it all. Done it all.
Come to North America, win MLS Cup. Be like, all right, my work here is done. Go back to Argentina. Play for Rosario or wherever he's from.
Yeah.
Do something there and let's wrap it up. I'm done.
I think you're probably right. That's what we'll probably see. He's at the end of his, I think, soccer career as well. Why not come to MLS?
And I think for his mental health, this guy needs to get out of Paris.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The fans booing him was stunning. I did not understand. You're a fan base and you're booing Messi?
Yeah.
Guy, you don't even know.
So what's the story with that? Is it because of them losing? Or is it because...
Losing performance, he's not doing enough,
look,
whatever. The whole team's in shambles, right?
Yeah, you put like a big three together like they did. You expect results. Like, I get it, but come on, you're booing Messi. Like, it's booing... I
understand you demand results from your team. But imagine, booing McDavid off the ice.
Yeah. It's not like these guys don't go out there and...
If you boo one of the GOATs of your sport, that team doesn't deserve him.
Yeah. And they show up at your house just like they did Neymar.
Yeah, so I just saw that today.
They're standing on his driveway or whatever.
They're just demanding get out. So, it's kind of getting uneasy there for them. So just like Messi, his walk after the Saudi incident, he's walking, they're going to walk away basically and their ties. Neymar's probably next.
Yeah. Well, they won't see Messi for 2 weeks because that's the suspension. So
yeah, so
whatever.
Well, that's another big 3 that didn't work out. You got a lot of those this year.
All right. Next episode. Big 3s that suck.
Yeah, you know what? We could probably go down that road with all the big super teams that we've seen over the last few years. And they don't obviously work out.
Yeah.
All right. Put a caption of Brooklyn. Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, Brooklyn's probably the poster child for the big 3 not working out.
There we go. All right. Episode 1, Belligerent Brown Boys Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed listening as we have discussed all this. Episode 2 will be coming right after this. And stay tuned. Follow us on all our socials. The links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Catch us on YouTube. We'll be around. And then thanks for leave comments. Call us idiots. I want to know what everybody's thinking. All right? What do you want us to talk about? What do you disagree with? Just let us know. Just don't say anything about my jersey. But anyway.
And don't hate on his abs.
Yeah. No, actually, I want the Hab hate. That'd be fun. I like that. Bring it. But anyway,
I think the Leafs hate will be there. The Habs hate.
All of it. Just bring it all.
That'll all be there.
This comment section should be a wasteland, is what I'm pretty much asking for.
Yeah, that's what you're asking for.
That's it. We're not going to turn comments off. We're not that type. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Take it easy.